Thank you, Dana. Okay, I'm John Tierney. Yes, that is my last name. I rule everything with an iron fist. Don't forget that. Okay, show of hands. Who here is familiar with a smart car? Wow, I feel bad for all of you. Anyway, my mother owned a smart car about the time when I was learning how to drive. And then when I trained in it, and I'm like, fuck me. And then she decided to go on to say, John, this will be your first car. And I say, what the fuck, do you hate me? And then, when I finally get my driver's license, I passed, perfect score, fuck yeah. And then I hear this minor tip from my dad that we might be getting rid of it, and then I'm just thinking, okay, good. Then my dad picks me up from school and takes me home, and he says, ready to get your new car? I'm like, yeah, I am. There it is. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then he decided to say, that's your new car. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Okay, what's say at school? I wish I could say a good thing, but nothing really comes to mind. So I took it to school, got there super early, get out, and that was my daily routine. I'm not going to get too much in depth there because there's not really much to say. Okay. But then my dog, this little fuzzy whatever the hell it is, really we have no clue what it is, other than he's small, whiny, and he would get his PhD in banging. Geez, he beat out homeless people in Portland. And then my mom says, John, I want you to go take the dog, get his hair done, and I had nothing to do, and I'm like, okay. So I go there, then when I stop at a red light, this car with, I can't remember what it was, but I'm like, all these girls go like, he's so cute, and I'm like, my dog? And they're like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, I call it a hood ornament. And okay, then, so the torment happened for about 2 years till I got diagnosed with cancer. And then when I went to the hospital, they're like, John, there's something wrong with you. And I'm like, and you're just figuring this out now. When that happened, they're like, okay, we got to spine tap you, see what's going on. I'm like, okay, fine, they'll do their blood draws, blah, 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 do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, we need to get a pee sample from you. And I'm like, what's wrong with you people? Oh my God! And then, when they take me up, I'm enough to get out of anesthetics. And then the doctor comes in and says his usual spiel, and I say, hey, what does an anesthetic guy do? And he says, basically, we'll sedate you, and we just hold a mask. And I'm like, you can get a doctor for that? And he's like, yeah. And I'm just like, you know, Bane puts his mask on in 1 minute, and then boom, he heists the stock exchange. And I kept ripping on him, even though I'm on the bed with the mask on my face, and eventually I didn't shut till they knocked me out, literally. And then when I get up, I'm not quite bounced back yet, I'm back down at the clinic, and then the fire alarm goes off, and I'm like, if this is one of those pranks in Madrigano, that's not cool. And then after that, I'm like, okay, I can finally go home. And then, you know, like, have you ever just had one of those days where it will not end? And just nod or raise your hand if you agree with me. Hey, okay, all people who did not just raise your hand, you're full of it. And then I decided to take a pilgrimage from Children's all the way to Frederick in Milwaukee. The building's undergoing its architectural changes like in Maze Runner, as usual. Well, really, you should get a Purple Heart just for walking around that building. And then when I get to this other guy, they're like, check how he walks, like up and down the hallway. I'm walking, and then they're like, I can hear my mom and the doctor whispering like he's thinking about it. And I say, yes, I can hear you guys, and it's kind of awkward for us strangers staring at my ass while I'm walking. Yes, I'm gonna think about it. And then they take it upon themselves to get more people. I can same spiel. Then they're like, okay, well, take some X-rays of your ankle. I'm like, all right, fine. So I'm waiting in the waiting room. There's a coffee maker, hot chocolate machine, a bunch of stuff that every college student would shoot anyone for to get in their dorm. Hey, you know it's true. You know it's true. I know I would. And as I'm waiting, you know those tie-on scrubs that they make you wear for pants? Okay, so they're like, take your pants off, and I'm like, and then as I put them on, like there's no zipper or button, so basically like my entire, and basically after the hat, I'm just like, tattoo them fresh apples back there. Some taffy and peanuts. That's it. She's like, you get a tattoo, you're out of the will. Well, and as of right now, I am out of the will, so I don't know what to do. So, well, thank you, you've been a great audience. I'd like to introduce our next guy, D-Jar.